Zach, the first ban, as we look at a somewhat frustrated BBQ coach on the screen.
For good reason. It's a tough, like, how do you go into a game and you just tell your team to just go all out? You know, let's give it a shot, see what we can learn, because a loss is always a learning experience. But the thing is, you know, they say you need to lose to learn how to win, but tell me, and it took a lot of years of losing, and I don't think I learned how to win just yet. So I don't think there's a light at the end of that tunnel. So they have to start trying to grasp at something before learning to really get something out of this game.
It's Peanut. Although the sign kind of says Piat, because his body covered the A in the end. Oh boy. Well, SKT is going to ban the Kennen. Not even going to. They're like, okay, you've had enough embarrassment in the top lane. We'll just take that away from you. We're going to be one step ahead of you there.
Jeez, just so dominating with that Kennen ban. Just saying, we'll let you have it. We beat you with it. We'll take it back. Yeah, well, you couldn't handle it. So let's see what you can do next. And now there's a lot left on the table. Junglers were taken out, but the Gallia does get locked in. Fiora is remaining, but Faker was the one that did play it recently in the mid lane. However, Huni did show it at MSI, and ever since then, it's been a top pick.
Yeah, that's why it's such a strong first pick for SKT, as you were saying, because they have a couple of guys that can play it really, really well. And BBQ going to pick up a very contested AD carry in Varus, and also the Kazakhs.
And you can really just expect the Olaf here out of Peanut. Just a pick that he played the two games against the Samsung loss, and really just the one that falls next onto the tier list of champions. Graves, Elise, and Lee Sin being taken out. No, it's not going to be a fiddlesticks. That would just be insult to injury at this point. What will it?
It's something like he's the best Lee Sin in the world, but I missed a pun in there somewhere. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I'll work on my Korean for later broadcasts. But no Olaf just yet, funnily enough. Going to potentially, I mean, I suppose we could see Gallia or even Rumble jungle, but I haven't seen Peanut play either of those.
Yeah, so not so much at the Gallia jungle, but the Rumble could be a pick. It's most likely just going to be the Rumble top of the Gallia into the mid lane, so just taking away the solo lanes early on, saying this is what our comp is going to look like, and you can already expect a physical damage jungler. Otherwise, you just leave Ashe with the sole physical DPS, and she's not really the mainstay physical damage. So a physical jungler is in order for SKT, and
we fry the game.
What?
They're BBQ fans, guys. In case you couldn't figure that out.
Hey, what if you like?
Sometimes I like to fry the game too.
I like oven baked though, so that's I prefer baked or charred. I'm not a big fried kind of guy.
The BBQ commercial that comes out, it's in order for chicken to be delicious, it has to be fried. If you agree with this, you should eat BBQ chicken. So I guess that's why. They also said something about they fry their stuff in olive oil. I don't think that's even possible.
What else would you fry it? Oh, don't even tell me that, actually. I don't want to know the answer to that. But the Olaf, yep. Olaf gets locked away. Makes sense when you're dealing with Varus and Sejuani.
They valued the Rumble for Huni top over a very, viable competitive jungle nowadays.
Yeah, it's 5 jungle ban. It literally, actually, make it 7. 7 jungles have been denied, with 5 on the bans of BBQ, the Zac being taken away. Hell, 8. Jace, another jungler, then the Kazakhs being denied. What else is Peanut going to play? There's Kindred, there's Nocturne, there's Hecarim. I personally want to see Nocturne. I think we saw it in the Demacia Cup. It was a bit of a trolling fiesta, but hell, at this point, oh, there's
Rek'Sai.
Never mind. Just so standard, so boring.
Come on, Peanut. Look at him laugh at us. He's like, they thought I was going to pick something fun. Well, it's not the new patch with the new Rek'Sai, so going to be that same old, plain old Rek'Sai.
Actually, if it was a new patch, I think it would not have even been Rek'Sai, because that ultimate is pretty atrocious, actually. You literally can sidestep it with your feet, and you can't say a lot of... a lot for that ultimate then.
Yeah.
But the Karma gets locked in, and so SKT just have a tremendous amount of hard engage here that they will not have any reservations on using into the squishy Varus or Bard.
And look at the lineup of BBQ. I feel like they're really channeling some MVP here. The Bard, Varus bot lane, plus the Sejuani top. Now, this is something we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be Corki in the mid lane.
That doesn't seem like a good idea to channel, considering they just got obliterated by Everade. Maybe they're copying notes off the kid that doesn't know what they're doing. He just finished the homework, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this guy
cheating
knows what
off the
they're doing."
D student." It's like, no, this is not a good idea, man. I don't care if he's your best friend.
Wow. Well, they do lock in the double AD carry composition, so maybe they're banking on hit that late game stride, and hopefully you can win a team fight with double AD carry. But SKT won up them last time around with 3, so not too hopeful for BBQ this time. Some good pats on the back. They're going to need him.
Shortest massage of all time. Just saying, go get him, kid, as he throws him to the Lions. Have fun out there on the Rift. It's not me playing. But we'll see if BBQ can put up a better stance here up against SKT. I know some of you masochists out there really enjoyed game number 1.
It was entertaining. The Lucian top definitely makes waves, so they know how to put on a good show. We can give them that.
Yeah, so pretty nice composition here. I haven't seen Peanut and Rek'Sai in a long time, but he did get banned out quite a lot, potentially
8 jungle bans, and so the tier list falls into Rek'Sai, and that really tells you at what position Rek'Sai is right now when after 8 bans, they're like, all right, fine, we'll play it.
Fine, we'll play it. He's got a cool skin, at least. Guys, we're going to be jumping into game number 2 right away. Go ahead and tell your friends we're getting into SKT versus BBQ on the Rift.
Dang, I almost caught. I saw the ones cheering for BBQ this time around, front row and center, but I missed the SKT cheerleaders.
I caught it, if you're curious.
Oh, please tell me.
Second row.
Second row, got it.
With the bag on her lap.
Pinpointed.
Yeah, that's her. She's the one.
Very important. That stuff actually helps when you have somebody so passionately behind your every move.
Yeah, could be a professional cheerleader in the future. Just doing a bit of scouting. Totoro's like, no, it's too much damage. Let's go home.
And it is. Karma's base damage is level 1 with the Mantra Q. Just so strong. One of the strongest level 1 champions, actually. She's kind of on par with Olaf for her ability to just either chase you down, or if you face check, in trouble.
Only 3 Doran shields. We have double corrupting pot on the side of BBQ.
Well, Faker did get pretty greedy with the ring start on him, so he is going to be against Corki. That is going with the corruption flask, but it is Galio, one of the tankiest champions right now, probably the tankiest champion. Kind of at the same level where maybe Poppy was a little while back. Oof, those were not good days for AD carries.
Faker looking to bring it back. It didn't have much success against Samsung when he did play that Galio. Seemed to just lack damage, and you know, he had some cool combos and engages, but his whole team was so far behind that he didn't really get to show off the Galio mid.
Yeah, but that entire series was SKT just being really just not the SKT that you typically expect. I think they're really just going very tunnel vision on kills, and something that you typically don't see out of a top team like them. But in the meantime, Bless just does the 3 camps in his red side jungle, will base for most likely the machete, and then continue jungling in the bottom side of the map, so he gets a little bit more time on his blue buff, which does let him clear faster than having the red buff.
You can see the pings that were coming out from the jungles. There was one from the side of SKT saying, hey, Kha'Zix is probably on the right side, but the timing is going to be off because Bless did go ahead and go home first. And there were also 2 back pings on the top side Scuttle Crab. And those could have potentially been by Bless saying, hey, he might be up there at the Scuttle Crab.
And it's a route that, if it's not punished, does put Bless in a pretty favorable position because he does have the control ward on his side. He does have the extra lifesteal from the machete, and now Peanut immediately, look at that, the pings go right away. As soon as he hits that, doesn't see any monsters being there. He understands the route that Bless took, knows his jungle routes very well, and as such, SKT can play accordingly, and now Karma is trying to scout out where Bless is going, so a lot of communication being very apparent from the pings that SKT throw out.
You can see both players, or other teams, really just trying to keep tabs on their opponents to start off this game. And I was talking about how there was only 3 Doran shields. I suppose there's the potential for the Corrupting Pot start into the Doran shield. Heard some of the OGN guys talking about that as well. But we haven't really seen it much. Just talked about it a bit.
Yeah, that feels like a little bit too much going with the Doran shield later on into the game, just because you, at that stage, you really just want to have that build already, your completed items. Meantime, just some nice farming going on there, but Faker used his teleport into the mid lane, and now if Temp is going to stay in this lane, he most likely will start losing a bit of CS because he is at an item disadvantage here. And the Corrupting Flask is sitting at only 1 charge, it seems, and that's not a great position to be in because this means that Bless will not be able to gank the mid lane because Corki's not going to be in a position to assist with any damage or any follow-up, and so when that happens, the pressure just becomes that much stronger for SKT, and it's those little things, understanding how pressure works, even though there is no kill pressure, even though there isn't really anything visible, it's those timings that allow SKT to play further up and let Galio be in a position that normally you'd think he'd be getting ganked if he was this far up, but because of the HP that Tempt is at, he's not worried.
Yeah. Also note that Tempt had to heal. So, I mean, Summoner's being taken away, and Faker, after hitting that one, knows that Tempt has to go back home. We'll be pushing this one in, and already a nice small advantage for SKT.
He might be able to even get that cannon minion denied, which is a pretty big deal considering that a cannon minion is worth around 3 creeps and such. The lead, while it only looks about 6 CS, probably a little bit more than that in terms of actual gold.
Yeah, Tempt's basically going to lose the entire front part of that wave.
And look at that, the base, the dual base from Huni and Peanut. Great synergy there, basing together, coming out onto the map as teammates, as allies ready to take on whatever is next, which it seems like it is moves towards the bottom side of the map. There is a TMAC completed on Peanut, which means that he's most likely just going for a crazy farm route that involves a lot of doubles and a lot of raptors.
Farm, farm, farm. It's funny that Peanut is taking the Rek'Sai against Bless, a guy who has shown a ton of Rek'Sai in spring, saying, hey, you can do it, but I can do better.
Well, the issue with Rek'Sai, she's basically designed to be the ultimate jungler, and then they realize, wait a minute, we designed the ultimate jungler. Why did we make this when everything else hadn't been designed to be such a great jungler, and then has to be nerfed because of her incredible prowess? And now she's just the 9th tier jungler. The 9th pick.
The 9th pick. Well, Faker getting a bit frisky to flash forward, but Bless very confident. Oh, will he be able to ult away? Wow. There it is. What a play by Faker. Great timing to get out of that kill. Here comes Huni from behind.
That equalizer, though.
Crazy amounts of damage. Poor Bless. Almost just accepting it there towards the end. Had no way to get out of that one.
They just seem unable to be outplayed. What a move from SKT. Faker makes it out in the first blood from Huni. That's such a good play.
I want to see the replay of this. I wish we could also see the range on the heroic entrance, or the heroic exit in this case.
Here it is. He gets caught out. He burns his taunt early, so he doesn't have that damage reduction. And right away, I like how Bless recognized that this is the time to go for it. Wow.
Just trying to get out of there. He did have the bot lane nearby enough as well. And then this perfect equalizer.
And the patience from Huni to just wait. How are they going to react? Understands how good his placement really was, and then just easy pickings after that.
Goes for Bless too instead of Tempt. Going for the Kha'Zix without Leap instead of the Corki with the Valkyrie. So
exactly.
Very only the best choices here from SKT.
The very best. The cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Well, they literally are the cream of the crop. They have been the cream of the crop for so long, you start wondering where the crop actually is at.
They're so far ahead of the crop. Oh, man. I mean, when are we going to have a time where there's actually a team that consistently challenges SKT? That's the real question.
You know, I'll tell you a story.
Give it to me,
Crumbs.
The story. A bit
of a personal story. So back in Season 3 Worlds, the one that SKT won, I remember sitting in the crowd. And they had invited us to watch SKT, to watch the finals. We were doing some analysis in the meantime, but we saw SKT play the finals. And I remember sitting there thinking, maybe I chose the wrong path. Because they were playing so good, and I was like, this is the pinnacle of League of Legends, and we're so far behind from it that I just couldn't see in the foreseeable future how to even reach that level of teamwork and just immaculate play. That it was a demoralizing experience, and I can't imagine what it's like to play in a league and you have to see that and face it every day. Just means that I wasn't cut out for that life.
Well, you've joined me here on the desk, Crumbs. We're happy to have you. Finding success in another line of work.
Arguable. Arguable success.
Yeah, I've been having some fun with you so far. Only good things to say. The most wholesome cast you'll find here in Korea.
You know, I'd agree, except I think some of the topics that we've covered have been far from wholesome.
Less than wholesome? Yeah, okay,
wholesome.
I can agree with that. That's true.
In the meantime, a 4-man move from SKT in the bottom side. There is no TP from Huni, but there is one from Crazy. So this could be an ill-fated dive from SKT, but they are just pressuring for the tier 1.
Ooh, they bait out the Tempered Fate. Actually does miss. Pino will get stunned, but he does burrow away.
They just get distracted and give up the turret.
Faker, will he get out of this one? The arrow will miss. Funnily enough, there's the heroic entrance. Will jump into his own death. Now the flash forward from Wolf. Crazy amount of damage. Totoro forced to get out of there, but a double kill coming on in. Here's Crazy in the back, getting overconfident. Did we curse them, Crumbs? Uh-oh.
Oh, he got it. The slow hits.
There it is. That's the quadra kill for Tempt against SKT, going way too deep.
And I want to say that it's really a big deal, but it kind of isn't. They got distracted and they lost the objective. Go to SKT, and now they're also going to be able to get a tier 1 in the mid lane, so they get the objective advantage once again. So they always keep their eye on the prize. Granted, a little bit too much from SKT, and giving up those kills is not what you want to do, but if they keep playing like this, you can basically give away as many kills as you'd like, as long as you keep the objectives as your main focus.
Come on, Crumbs, give BBQ fans a little bit of hope out here. A little bit. Give them
I'm too hungry for hope.
Let them fry the game just once in their life.
Here it is. The Tempered Fate does miss, but yeah, Ash just says, I'll just take the turret in the meantime. And Faker's not the tankiest champion here against the isolated Kha'Zix.
Yeah, taking a bunch of damage. Pino flashes. You know that SKT could have disengaged here if Faker just immediately heroic entranced back to the bot lane and Pino just ran away, but they thought they could turn this. Didn't work out, and they do give the quadra kill to Corki. That's a ton of gold. Cannot deny that, but as you said, lots of objectives going over to SKT in the meantime. We'll see if Tempt can actually put the team on his back or on his bus in this case.
Exactly, as you say, the gold lead still remains with SKT. About under 1,000, about a 2,000 gold lead for them so far, or a little bit over 1,000, my bad. Jesus, man.
You know what they say, don't do math on cast.
Already, okay. It's already happened.
Well, Huni might flash. Die. Okay, never mind. No follow-up on the damage. Ghost not able to get close enough. There's the ultimate. Will hit Bang. Can they actually burst him down here? No summoners onto Bang. They finally do get the kill. As Faker just going to play with his food just a bit. And will run away. Will he turn it on to Ghost? Ghost, that is getting way too close. You got to know that Faker's got his flash. And Tempt, again, he wasn't there for the majority of the fight. He tries to come these dead bodies on his bus, but then decides against it.
My God, that's macabre.
Oh boy.
But BBQ have to be playing around Tempt. There's really nobody else on this team that can kill anybody. He's got a 13-minute Trinity Force on his way for his Blade of the Ruined King. So he's so strong, but if they keep fighting with anybody else, they are going to keep losing fights. So BBQ needs to show a little bit more patience, some more composure in their win condition right now. After that fight, the win condition becomes Tempt. They got to act that way.
Very true. I mean, you look at the 4-0 Corki, but then you also look at the 2-0 Huni on the Rumble up in top. So, you know, 2 kills behind, but he's got extra objectives, probably even on the gold. And nice arrow here. Good follow-up with the equalizer. It's a good play overall.
And Huni barely capable of surviving there with the Inspire from Karma. Just gets away, but here comes another nice Sejuani ultimate. Gonna hit straight onto Bang, and we're gonna just cut straight back to live.
Ghost, actually, he was exhausted, and I think one more auto would have done it to kill Huni, but he actually stutter-stepped back and was out of range there and allowed Huni to flash away. So it was potentially a small mechanical mistake.
Ooh, that's not what you want to see, but, you know, after that game 1, can you really blame them?
Spirits destroyed.
There is a package here onto Tempt, though, so they can do something to bring their hopes back.
If he got taunted and killed, that would have been the most depressing thing. Either way, he is still here with the package. Can use that to try to zone out the members. Will bring some of that in front. Will they commit to this Ocean Drake?
Huni's here, and where is Sejuani going to teleport to?
Okay, there it is, but Tempered Fate totally misses. Bless is all alone on the left side. Wolf, though, getting a little bit too far forward. He will be the first one to go down. Bless moving forward, will be knocked up. Heal coming out does keep him alive. Faker going really deep, actually. Crazy not able to dodge that charge. Nice snipe there onto Kha'Zix. Will trade the kill.
And you really don't expect that much damage out of Galio. He's going to proc the stun.
Oh, there it is. Nice stun. So BBQ able to pick up a kill. After all of that, they do not get the Ocean Drake, it looks like.
Yeah, it went SKT's way. Bless was zoned out of the pit. And so the objectives once again go SKT's way, which is just what they have their eye on the prize. This is typically what happens when you see SKT get a little bit funky with their games, playing with their food, just giving them a little bit of kills. 3 kills down, but it doesn't matter to them. They know they're getting what the real value in this game is, which is the dragons, the turrets, the buffs. Just such an impressive ability to keep composure onto this, because so many times when you see teams behave this way where they keep going for kills, they never are able to secure objectives simultaneously, but SKT just seemingly do it every time. We're going to look at the replay right here, and it's going to be a long one here because this dragon does get started, and BBQ do try to finish this one, but the package expires. Take a look at Bless. He gets zoned out in the bottom side from Rek'Sai going in.
Totoro is a professional arrow eater. Does not hit the Tempered Fate once again. But yeah, Peanut able to get close enough, go in and smite that one. And it's kind of a disappointing fight too. You know, Huni gets super low, and then one by one they get picked off. But they're always trading kills as they do get picked off.
And it's always fine as long as you get the objectives. It's pretty much the biggest lesson you ever take away from improving at League of Legends. It's never about the champions. It's always about the objectives, and the champions are just a result of you getting the objective and somebody being in the way.
Coach Crumbs coming to you guys in 2020.
Yeah, I should be charging.
Charging the Twitch chat for all this knowledge you're giving them right now.
Maybe not.
BBQ, they're sticking in it in terms of the gold. They're not that far behind, and at least it's not Infernal Drakes. You know, just a couple of Ocean Drakes. Will be quite nice against the poke that the Fed Corki will offer, and not just the Fed Corki, but also a bit of Varus and even a bit of Kha'Zix.
And that gold that SKT has, they're going to be using it right now to get vision in the red side of the map. This is exactly what we need to see out of teams that are playing the Ashe. Just secure deep vision so that you can know who is a viable target to be arrowed at. And once you see who you can go for, then you just keep chucking out arrows left, right, and center and really accelerate your advantages that way. So, you know, makes his way to the red side of the map. And even though Baron isn't up right now, they did take it in under 23 minutes last time, but they will commit to getting
onto Huni. Yeah,
Four-man?
and there's 4-man onto him immediately. The Swift Herald has started. And this might just be the name of the game here, trading kills for objectives.
It seems like that's all they really care about. They even traded that for a Raptor camp as well. Oh, that's the first objective they lose of this trade. Nice smite.
Ooh, the Temper Fate actually hit someone. Here we
flash.
go, bang. He is going to flash, but there is that stun from Totoro. And finally, some kills are coming in here for BBQ. They do pick up Ashe. Bang right now 0-3. Just have 3 assists.
Yeah,
though.
a good proactive move by them, moving in the bottom side. And big greedy there from Bang, knowing that his team was taking Herald in the top side of the map. And the Herald does go to the jungle. And it really seems like these teams have decided that Herald is better suited for junglers and not laners at the time. But still up in the air. I think the debate has yet to be proved from results. We still need to see somebody really make the most out of it. And here it comes again. He thought he had it, but it's a ward. Ooh, the final, the Achilles heel, the leg. Oh.
Oh, man. Nice stun there, too. Totoro actually coming together here on this Bard pick, making it work.
He's going to have to get a lot more picks just like that to have a chance in this game, because it still feels like SKT just dictating everything and BBQ just reacting to whatever SKT decides on doing. And now they have set their sights on this blue quadrant of the map, preparing for potentially the next Ocean Dragon. Not the craziest dragon, so it might be utilized simply as a way of getting picks. And so they move away after the vision has been set to get control back to the mid lane. And now SKT once again back in the driver's seat for this game. What do they want to do next?
Well, the next question is, where is this Rift Herald going to come up? Are they looking for a pick mid and then they'll push it down mid? I mean, they're going to engage onto Peanut here, not committing. No ultimate thrown out there by Crazy just yet. And it seems like SKT is definitely respecting you know, BBQ coming in here, getting a bunch of kills, catching up. You do see the Blade of the Rune King is finished on Tempt right now. He really is the big carry and bus driver for BBQ at this moment in time.
Exactly. They have to acknowledge that at least BBQ has some power in them. They have given them 10 kills away, so if they mess up a fight, there is a potential that they even lose a Baron out of this because of the double blade, the isolated damage from BBQ. So SKT being a little bit more cautious now that the objectives on the map are much more valuable than what they were before.
Keep in mind that SKT is still a tower ahead, but the gold is relatively close. And finally, BBQ is going to pick up one of these dragons, denying SKT from having 3 Ocean Drakes. So they're beginning to get this ball rolling slowly, but it's rolling.
I think Huni can go for this 1v1 if Tempt was to face check him. There is no magic resist on him just yet. The base damage is on a Rumble. That's quite... Whoa! Straight
Okay,
into it.
gonna lock up 2 members. I think the Chain of Corruption did miss, though. That is going to be Bang going down before this fight even really begins. Ghost in the back will be flash taunted, though. He does get taken out. Meanwhile, Huni going 1v5 will get taken out. There's going to be 2 members of SKT going down. Peanut does survive, so they still do have their smite, rather.
And
right now, Wolf on the run.
It's a great punish there from BBQ, knowing that Bang did not have flash. The previous pick from Totoro is able to capitalize once more, and from 1 kill turning into 2 more, and that's just, this is what you want to see out of BBQ, being proactive with the advantages that they get. You got to build on your advantages in order to keep getting more and more, but that advantage will not amount to a blue buff as Peanut sneaks in and smites it away.
So now we're in a point in the game where BBQ is definitely coming back in a big way. You were talking about how they do have this scaling comp. They have both Corki and the Varus, plus the Kazakhs. And Asejuani, who's sitting at 2-0-6 with some pretty decent farm, not too far behind Tooney on the Rumble. So definitely will be quite tanky, even as the Iceborne Gauntlet, so a bit of damage built in there as well.
Exactly, the items are coming through for BBQ, and we're taking a look at the replay there. The Tempered Fate does hit 2 people, and this is pretty much just killed the Bang show, as without Ashe being there, the damage from SKT turns into mostly magical, as Rek'Sai isn't really your biggest DPS jungler currently. There's a reason why it took so long for her to be picked, and this probably will be the single-handed worst use of Herald.
I think it ran out of time. You know, it's only 4 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So Peanut can't hold it forever. I think he was just forced to place it out.
Yeah,
that will distract BBQ, and they are going for Baron now.
Corki's not here, though. He is in the lane, and Kazakhs might be looking for a seal. They don't have vision with the control ward, but Tempered Fate goes through.
The taunt is going to miss. Can they convert from here? Faker extremely tanky. The Chain of Corruption will miss. Faker, he was really tanky, but
Great
tanky,
stun.
not enough. There is that taunt. Finally, the equalizer does come down. Arrow is going to go through the goalpost as it hits absolutely no one. Totoro going really deep, looking for that stun. Bang in the back, extremely low. Is able to pick up the kill. Still on the run. He's going to hit the blasting plant, and he does survive. SKT turns this around in a huge way.
This team just cannot lose. How do they keep doing this? Just miracle after miracle. What seems like a fight that SKT surely would lose and maybe even throw a Baron at it. Just out of nowhere, Bang shows up again, and SKT walk away victorious out of this fight. What the hell?
How did that happen? That was insane. Bang, he was 0-4, and maybe he's just getting angry. He's saying, okay, time to put the team on my back. Faker also survived for an incredibly long time.
Gets the Blast Cone now, trying to zone out Blast. There's still the threat of a Baron steal here. SKT not typically the team to risk the Baron smite without any precautions. 3K down. There's a TP coming in from Crazy, though.
Yeah, the pings are coming down. It seems like SKT is aware of this too. Will it? Still no is the answer. There's the taunt. Blessed will go down. And so Crazy from behind is being fighting with Huni right now. Peanut looks like he's all alone. Will try to engage here as that's his only option. The ultimate is going to come out here. Huni might get caught. Tries to turn it around, but does go down. Tempt, he once more. The Chain of Corruption does miss. There's Wolf going down. Tempt trying to go 1v2. There is the stun. Taker going to go in. Will take him out. Crazy extremely low as well. Bang is somehow still alive. Double kill going over to Faker.
And SKT feels a little sloppy here, going for that risky 50-50. After giving so many kills in this matchup, getting a little bit careless or excited after that first game with the Lucian top, but their ability to just win these team fights is just ridiculous. Somehow they keep winning, they keep getting the objectives their way, and it just seems like they're on a hell-bent path to victory. They must have made some sort of deal with somebody, because this team just cannot lose.
Deal with the devil, perhaps, but I'm sure that after this game, you were talking about the sloppiness of it. I'm sure Koma's not going to be too happy after this one. You destroy BBQ in game number 1. You make them look like a challenger team, and then you come in here and you make it a close game. You give away so many kills, you allow them a chance to come back in. SKT is still winning, yes, but BBQ is actually keeping up with them in a way.
But SKT is the expert at that magic trick of deception in making it seem like you have a chance, making it seem like, oh yeah, maybe they're getting sloppy and maybe they're actually giving us a window to come back. But just like that, the gold lead goes from even to 4,000, and now they're just starting to make the most out of this Baron. They're going to go into that 4-1 split right now with Rumble having teleport, with the Dragon coming up in 15 seconds, and that Mountain Dragon does matter, so it looks like they are going to be going for that fight in a very short while.
Here we go again. Peanut in a bit of a dangerous situation. Will be blocking up, and there's the stun onto Tempt. Equalizer will come in. So much damage. Grouping up against Rumble. Never what you want to do. It looks like Crazy will meet his maker up here. Faker on the chase. Ghost is going to go down, and that is 2 members of BBQ that will die. And they could go for the Mountain Drake. It looks like they have their eyes set on some other objectives.
And BBQ feels confident in taking a fight after this Mongol of SKT because of their success in that previous fight. But their Baron was on SKT the entire time, so that did make the fight a little bit easier for BBQ. So they get a little bit overconfident, and as a result, they lose the fight so hard. They have to consider that Baron was also now buffing SKT. So difficult fight for BBQ to take, and as a result, not only do they give up 2 kills, but that's going to be the inhibitor without any stalling out, and so the Baron power play being that much more effective.
Yeah, the only thing that BBQ could really do is stop Huni's push in the bot lane. And even then, the tower did take a little bit of damage. And Huni's just waiting here still. Okay, just going to poke Bless a bit, say, hey, this is our blue buff.
It's like, hey, you wanted this? No.
Let me fry you up.
And yeah, this chicken's extra crispy tonight because we'll take another look at the replay here. Varus and Sejuani going on to Gallia right now, and even though the chains do hit, there is no follow-up right away, but the equalizer, really the story of this fight. A 5-man equalizer. You really can't ask for a better ultimate than that, and as a result, the fight is won with flying colors.
Faker with the flash on, and he really wanted that kill, making sure he could secure some objectives without Ghost in the mix, who could wave clear pretty reliably for his team. And so that's going to be the Mountain Drake as well. That'll be 3 Elemental Drakes going over to SKT. Next one will be that Elder Drake. 4,200 gold is the difference.
Is it? It's 7,000. Oh, the Baron power
yeah,
play.
Yeah. You're looking at the wrong monitor. It's okay. We've all been there.
The perks of double monitors.
I remember when I got my second monitor. It was a pretty nice day. Could watch a stream and play a game at the same time.
You could do multiple things at the same time, which does add spice to your life.
That's very true. Oh, nice Temper Fate here. Is going to catch Bang.
But Faker body blocks.
Yeah, nicely done. Stun won't connect either. Arrow is thrown out, and it does hit Ghost, but there's no follow-up as SKT was just trying to disengage. And it makes sense. They just want the turret.
The Rumble is here already. The teleport from Crazy did get used, so SKT have a tremendous numbers advantage here. This is surely going to be the end of the game at this point. Whoa!
Really nicely done. Just following up, Ghost a little bit too far ahead. Equalizer really on point, and there's a reason why they were comfortable giving Huni Rumble and letting Peanut just play on the Rek'Sai. Say, okay, you can ban out eight different jungles. It doesn't matter. Huni has this Rumble, and he's really performing ever since the beginning of the game.
This is the kind of match that is so one-sided that it really doesn't matter what the picks were. That if you're a foreign team, don't look into this as an example for what to pick. This is SKT just obliterating BBQ, and now the Nexus is under fire. Will they be able to defend this, though? Do they want to defend this? Do they want to stay in here?
They're locked into this jail with SKT.
Maybe we don't want to defend.
No, they're going to make the KDAs a little bit better as SKT takes 2-0 victory over BBQ. Kind of what we expected. BBQ trying to make it interesting. I think SKT just wanted to make Game 2 a little bit better for the fans. And guys, I think you can definitely say that you should go ahead and lower your cocks because BBQ with a 0-2 score here up against SKT. Ugh.
Another day.
Me and Crumbs, we're going to go to BBQ Chicken tonight. We'll pay him back.
We'll acknowledge their efforts, but SKT coming back, the team that we thought, oh, maybe they're going to struggle for more than week 1, and nope. Week 2, they're right back into it, and BBQ just not really sure what happened. Completely stunned after that game. Back to the drawing board on this one, boys.
Yeah, definitely a rough game there, especially where if you just look at the scoreboard as your BBQ, you know, obviously we have all the numbers in front of us, all that good stuff. But for them, they're like, okay, we have Tempt, one of our big carries, our mid laner. He's 6-0-2. Can he carry us? No. How bad is that gotta feel?
You feel so helpless when you're given such an advantage, but you just know that the game is not played around kills, and SKT make it so obvious that kills is not the way to win these games. They did it in MSI when Faker single-handedly carried a game 0-0-0. And now this time, you see them just give up kills left, right, and center, but as long as the objectives are the focus, as long as they understand how to utilize pressure correctly, which they do better than anybody else in the world, they'll come out ahead no matter what seemingly sloppy mistakes they make.
So who are you going to give the MVP for that game to? Because I feel
two?
like, I don't know, Wolf got MVP for game one.
Oh, Bang gets it for me. That fight around Baron really solidified it. Definitely not Faker for me, though.
He did a good job escaping a lot of times.
He was having
pretty
fun.
cool.
He was having fun, but to me, it was definitely Bang.
They're like, okay, that's it. That's it for the replays. You guys just get to see Faker's cool escape. You were downplaying Faker, so they were like, what about this cool escape? That's it. That's all you get to see.
Well, I can't do that, so I thought he was dead at that point.
I really hope we get to see the replay of Bang's fight. Okay. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the results. Looks closer probably than it was. As you said a bunch of times, Crumbs, SKT, they were just making it fun. Still a pretty short game.
You got to keep yourself entertained. After all, this is entertainment, so making sure that we are staying true to that label.
Yeah. If it's not Bang that gets the MVP, obviously it has to be Huni. Going 2-0 to start off the game. Fantastic teleport early game to pick that off, and then equalizers were always on point. Most damage in the game. Definitely another potential MVP for game number 2.
You're right, it could be Huni as well. I did forget about him too. I was mostly just really looking at that one fight that really felt like SKT was dropping the ball with that 5-man equalizer.
That was a crazy
definitely
fight.
MVP worthy on that one, so I'm with you on that one. As far as I'm concerned, it could definitely be Huni, and I would be quite content with it.
Yeah, we are going to get a look at that here in just a minute, guys. See who was the MVP for game number 2. Again, as we do it over here, we don't always interview just the MVPs. We do just interview a person of interest from the teams. Whoever production decides is the most interesting to talk to. As it's not our decision, guys.
But talk to Faker.
Just always talk to Faker. Imagine if we just got to poll Twitch chat every time and it was like, just talk to Faker every single day. I don't know. SKT's got a lot of interesting players, but here we go, guys, with the MVP reveal. Let's see who it is going to be for game number 2. And it will be Faker on the Galio.
All right.
I mean, he did have high kill contribution, but
He played well.
I'd have to give this one to Huni.
Yeah.
The Valdez MVP goes to Huni.
The Valdez MVP, there you have it. The VMVP, the very MVP.
Yeah, there you go. Well, either way, guys, we're going to throw it over to the translation with a surprise member from SKT.
Hi, you're back with the translator and with Wolf for the interview. So you've always said that getting an MVP point is so exciting, so are you excited right now? And he says definitely yes. And to win today's match, well, since the last match, we're in kind of like jet lag or something, but we're getting better and better, and we're getting more practice. So yeah, they're hoping to get better soon. So from losing the last Samsung match, so what was the main point to get improved? Yeah, mostly we didn't do a lot of scrims after coming back to Korea, so there are kind of like problems of getting to know the match. And there are so many patches while they're in the MSI, so they have to get used to it. So people say that there's actually no need to worry about SK Telecom, so what makes you so confident? So to tell you the truth, we are the team with the most wins. So and we are always so hardworking. So that makes us so confident, and there's no need for our fans to worry about us. So are you aiming to get the season title? And definitely we're also trying our best to get summer season title. And we want to like direct wins to the Worlds because they need some rest. So unlike last summer season, they want to get directly to the Worlds. And as we did all the time, as a pro gamer, he thinks that a player has to win every time, so they're working so hard. So last message for your fans. Well, Sport TV Stadium he thinks it will be far for the fans to visit, but the weather is kind of like cloudy and then getting bright, so he wants all the fans to get home safely. And thank you for always giving support and love. This is the end of the interview. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, guys. Wolf always very well spoken, as I was listening to that translation out here. But cool that we got to hear from Wolf. He definitely is kind of marketing himself recently as the best support in the world and saying, hey, pay attention to me. I know my team is filled with superstars, but I am also a superstar. And I think we definitely deserve to hear from him from time to time.
That in the previous years, the case for him being the best supporter in the world was dubious, to say the least.
Yeah.
But last split, he definitely has earned that title. I can agree with that completely. He has been really showing up where SKT might have been faltering. He really seems to have become a rock for his team. And you hear him and Bang, they don't even need to do a Q anymore. Their synergy is apparently so on point that it's like, well, why do we need to do it? We already know ourselves in and out. No need to further practice. Maybe with new champions and combinations, but to develop that communication and synergy, they've already apparently reached the pinnacle of teamwork, which is impressive, to say the least.
The pinnacle of esports.
The Mount Everest.
Very nicely done. And I mean, the surprising things from we're only a couple of games in for every team now, but Longju at the top at 2-0 is pretty big. Samsung doing better than ever. Ever 8 also at a 1-1 score here. Doing quite well.
Yeah, the teams that are really at the top that you mentioned are the ones that are really exciting to look for. And the bottom ones, ooh, BBQ and Rocks need to reevaluate what they're going into these matches, even though they have had tough matches. Giving us too much to be excited about, unfortunately.
I feel like they're the teams that they kind of stayed the same from spring, but they've almost decayed a little bit in their play. They haven't really caught up with the patches. They're not bringing anything new to the table. The other teams, they've got either new players or they're really pulling things together. You know, MVP is another one of these teams where I'm like, oh, they kind of look like spring, but just not quite as good. But they're kind of sticking together so far. They were able to take the win, but... Or no, actually they got wrecked.
They took the win against Jin Air.
Yeah, that's true. Against Ever8, also getting 0-2'd. So some teams really showing up big. Very excited to see Longju play again.
Absolutely,
I think that's on Wednesday. If I remember correctly.
Mistaken, but BDD,
yeah,
that is one exciting player. We finally get to see him mature into what he was hyped to be.
Finally, he's here in a big way, guys.
He's ripening. The ripening.
He's ripe for the picking.
That's what we'll call it, the ripening.
Yeah, Longju, they picked him up. Well, they had him for a long time, and then they had to send Fly away, and then finally now we'll bring you in. But either way, guys, that's going to do it for our broadcast. I hope you did enjoy it. As always, we will be here once again on Tuesday, but until then, we'll see you next time.